So, what is the significance of black people? Or really, humans in general? It's just that black people are the original humans and therefore the most human. That does not mean that black people by default is necessarily the most humane. I mean, we can clearly see in this world that black people don't necessarily always behave in a very humane manner, just like everyone else. That is a collective theme that we all gotta work on. But what I'm talking about is on a biological level. So, and this is my perspective, but I mean, I ought to share it. I am open for my perspective to change at some point if new resonating information comes in, but this is my perspective and I've had it for a long time and I have a hard time see it changing. And yeah, I feel like I should share my perspective because in best case it could provide understanding and maybe even ease some unnecessary racial tensions. I mean, we all gotta play our part, and as long as the intentions are good, let God, Source, the Creator, the universe do the rest, right? So, first of all, let's get a little fundamental. What is existence? What does existence consist of? Well, what makes up all of reality, existence, is basically um, the primordial forces of positivity and negativity, those two polarities. And what validates those forces into an actual experience is consciousness. If you know anything about quantum physics, then you know that it suggests that well, our physical reality doesn't take its actual physical form unless being observed. And where do we observe from? Well, obviously our eyes, which really is just a micro version of black holes out in the universe. Or you could say the opposite, that black holes are a macro version of pupils. Anyway, the universe for the most part mainly consists of dark matter, and black holes or pupils are where there's the highest concentration of black matter, or dark matter actually. The points of projection from the dark matter, which symbolizes like infinite potential, the points of projection from the dark matter is white holes, or what we call uh, stars and suns. And then the black holes or pupils, well, absorbs those light codes and validates it into an actual experience. So white holes or stars and suns basically projects, and black holes or pupils basically absorbs. You could imagine the uh, well-known symbol of yin and yang. On one side it's the black side with a white dot in it, and on the other side it's a what did I say? On one side it's black with a white dot in it, and on the other side it's white with a black dot in it, right? So on one side it's like where the darkness is dominant with a sun in it, and the other side is like here, like a planet where experience occurs, where the light is dominant and it's being abs, absorbed by the black dot in it, which represents, yeah, a pupil. So that black dot within within the light is, well, it's all living beings really, and it's, when it comes to, well, humans, well, black people are the most melanated. And yeah, I almost forgot. Well, actually, melanin is, well, dark matter in human biological form. You know, God created man in his image. Black people were the original humans, and they literally took the, well, they took the form, the appearance of the universe, and then, like, what is called, like, descending into this, well, physical realm, which, well, had that effect. So black people are absorbing more of the light spectrum, and that's also why, well, black people are seemingly prone to be more victims of their circumstances. It's, I mean, it's no coincidence. And that is why there are certain powers in this world operating on the, very much on the negative side of the equation of existence. They work really hard to keep, well, black people oppressed. But that is not to say, like, I mean, there's some black people, a lot of black people that are like, especially like in the black spiritual communities, like they literally think like that every single white person operates as one, as one entity or program that is coming for their asses. No, that is not the case. However, these forces, these powers that be that operate on this negative side of the equation of existence, these negatively oriented beings, they, well, they have used white people as their main tool to, well, to take charge of this world through this, well, rather inhumane system we're living in. It's like this: we all have individual consciousness, but we also have, we also share a collective consciousness. And, well, the more melanated one is, the more effect on the collective consciousness that has by default. If a very melanated person, if a lot of melanated people feel a certain way, that has a greater effect on the collective consciousness than is if less melanated people, well, feel that same way. Not gonna go all into this now, but I'm not gonna go into all of this now, but white people was basically, yeah, hijacked by these forces, you could say, through, and like and them was forming like false monarchies and shit, which, well, was and still is very much the seat of these beings' power. A little flawed, but yet legit metaphor to explain what I'm talking about in regards to, like, white people being chosen to, well, be the the hijacked people to, well, in what is it called, implement systems and shit over the world to, well, suppress more melanated people is, well, you could see it as a bowl. Imagine I have a bowl with a spoon, and I have a pot with a scoop. Like, I could choose to eat from the, I mean, I could cook in the bowl and and eat in the pot with a scoop, and I could cook with a bowl and spoon, but that's just not practical. So of course these forces, they have just been simply strategic about it. And well, they also make sure that white people have their own issues to deal with, but it's more like, you know, psychological, like, rather than actually like more direct. It's more indirect oppression than direct oppression. Yeah. So much can be said about this topic, and yeah, again, I'm not gonna go all into it. I can't. It's impossible. But I think I could fit a few more things maybe before all of the attention span is has ran out. So, retracting a little regarding dark matter in universal cosmic form, or melanin in human biological form, is also the same thing as carbon in, well, external organic form, I guess we could call it. And carbon is also what's called the backbone of all life. Yeah, it's basically potential. Potential is what it is. Creative, like potential in creation. So black people are like more absorbed into this world and has the most like energetic impact on this world. However, because there's always an opportunity in every adversity. That's how existence seems to work. So having less melanin is like you have an opportunity to be a little more detached from this world, for good or bad. And in that sense, yeah, could well make it a little easier in the process of eventually ascending. And also, if you think about this, again, where we have the most concentration of melanin as humans is our pupils. And if you think about albinos have, well, what is it called? Like, there's an issue with melanin with them, basically. And they very often also have some, like, issue with their sight. Sight/vision, you know what I mean. And yeah, having that type of like issue with melanin, that is some type of karma, but that does not mean that we should be mean to them or whatever. They are the ones who we should be like the most compassionate to, if anything. We're all one by the end of the day. Like, even these negatively oriented beings, I mean, it's all part of the totality, like God, or yeah, the all. It's, yeah, it's all one, and the negative beings, they play their role as in, like, well, fostering growth, putting pressure, you know. That's how it is. Contraction and expansion. Yeah. I should wrap it up right now. Again, there is so much more that can be said about this, but for this video now, I'll end it right there. If you've been watching, I appreciate you, and yeah, it's not an easy topic, but at least I've shared my perspective, and I will probably do more of it as well. But yeah, peace for now.